How did TurnUp turn up on the scene? It started 2 years ago.
And here are some of us in the TurnUp activism community to tell you the story.
Inspired by youth activism, TurnUp is designed to amplify the voices of young people and the organizers and groups doing social justice work.
When youth after Parkland showed their power, many youth became inspired to act. Some learned about events only by luck, though, leaving out countless of us who would have attended events if only we had known about them.
We were frustrated. There was no simple place to find resources, events, and information because they were posted across hundreds of websites.
This made it more difficult to become an activist.
After March for Our Lives, many youth became energized. Some wanted to make a community, others guides for walkouts, which ultimately span to climate action.
And another, SHAPIRO, an idea to create an app to serve as a hub and social network for youth activism, TurnUp.
The civic tech landscape showed that there were many useful platforms, but none that could solve the entire problem. Activists would have to download too many apps.
Additionally, young people don't use Facebook. We use Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok, which are not conducive for organizing.
After briefly coordinating with others on a guidebook for school walkouts, Zeb was on a mission to create an app, providing a nexus to propel youth activism into the future.
The future of making the app became 2+ years of dedication, with more and more young people becoming involved with the organization, which now has a team of over 600 and growing members, all working to make TurnUp a pivotal new app on the landscape of activism, just in time for the 2020 elections.
What is TurnUp, the app that was envisioned more than 2 years ago?
Building off the successes of niche social networks like Strava for cyclists, we're thrilled to be releasing TurnUp, a hub, social network, issue amplifier, and information highway for activism.
TurnUp features an activity feed,
A map of virtual and in-person events from across the progressive movement.
Resources, group messaging, feedback for activists, and voting reminders.
TurnUp makes it easy to both increase online activism and turn it into offline activism.
TurnUp revolutionizes the way young activists communicate.
But back to the beginning. There was an advisory board to create, potential donors to find, potential donors to pitch, grants to find and grants to write, national progressive organizations to find and invite to join, presentations, phone calls, emails, you name it.
Lots of communication and fine-tuning the mission. All of this work taking more than a year.
Then came some funding, very exciting, from which came the opportunity to find and hire a developer. But there was even more to raise.
Meanwhile, the backdrops for our society's politics, unrest, and social injustices kept mounting until a modern-day civil rights movement came forth.
And still, youth activists wonder,
how do I find protests and action? How can I get my friends to engage? We felt the pressure and excitement mounting.
We need to finish and release TurnUp as fast as we can so it can be out there to help.
We want all youth activists to be poised and ready to react and act.
Youth volunteers have worked in unprecedented ways and with amazing efforts to launch TurnUp.
These have included revolutionary strategies like the invention of DM canvassing
and the mapping of every progressive and civic organization, college club, government professor, civics teacher, and youth leader in America.
Working together across the country during a worldwide pandemic, youth developed their own brand and marketing strategy.
We have more than 10,000 pledged app users.
Turn up your activism with TurnUp in the App Store or at www.turnup.us.